If you're any way familiar with contemporary Haitian pop music, then Fatima really needs no introduction. She basically is a standard feature in every big feature that comes out of the island in the past like 5 to 6 years. Believe it or not, though, she this is her debut album, PWOTEJE. This is indeed her yeah, like that's crazy that no it actually dropped November 2024. Hadn't had a chance to review it, but man, I got a chance to revisit this thing just like I don't know, it came across my timeline again or somehow. Um, but this project is it's it's talking about it's not meant for me. It's really not made for me. It's all feminine strength, empowerment, identity. It's very inspirational, but it's like fun, right? But it's fun, particularly from a distance, because again, it's not made for me. Like, so I feel like I'm a little bit outside looking in on this one. But her musical style and the way she just blends in the Haitian rhythms, the compa. There's even zouk in that joint, R&B, of course the Afro-Caribbean. It's all this Afro-Caribbean mix that's been happening already. And in mixed with her soulful voice, it hits, right? Something about it hits. Um, and the productions are amazing. You got hand drums, these rhythms in that joint. The mixing is like immaculate on this thing. They're balanced between like intimacy and distance, or like it feels like some songs are like ready for the stage already, while the very next one goes into like an intimate, like almost cafe setting. Um, but the transitions aren't like really that noticeable when it happens. You just like it kind of like it takes care of you as a listener. It just like takes you on an actual on a freaking journey. It's really how that feels. There's times where there's like minimal stuff happening. Just maybe it's like you just listen in and like a good chunk of it is just be like ambient sound, you know what I mean, or the remnants of what was a guitar. And but it means something. That space needs that time to breathe. Because that's how they want that's how they want that part to land, right? It's just like everything about it is just like high quality, intentional. She even has a lot of visuals too, on a lot of recent ones. I saw she had like she put out, I think she put out one today on YouTube there, for the different songs on here. There's like she paints like she has a whole little story that go like beginning, middle, end kind of situation in all these videos. So she's got the look. I mean, and that only matters because this is how she's presenting herself, like, so she's got the looks that's going to carry the masses. But what she's talking about though is like this empowerment stuff, this like cultural pride stuff. And I'm Haitian, so like I was drawn in, like, hey, look over here. But again, like even when I look and I listen hard, I come across a track like Self-Love. And then like I said, she has visuals for all these things. And the watching the music video for that, it was a strong message that it was like embrace, telling women to embrace the idea of self-love, like these niggas ain't shit. Really, right? And and like you got to be able to like love yourself out of that, right? But in the same time, it's also saying that we need to love Haitian women, right? They're you know there's some stereotypes that about Haitian men, um and sometimes I wonder how much of that may get swept under the rug. Um, and so I can see how art would be the thing to kind of like waving a flag like, hey, pay attention to Haitian women, like, like talking to the Haitian community in Creole, you know, you're consuming this music, you know, maybe we could slip in this message. Also, because apparently maybe that's somebody saying, hey, there's some trouble here. And it got through. So I know this album isn't to me specifically, but like it's the message is passing through me, right? As they would say, right? And so, because I'm like, I think something's happening here. This is more than uh just like a it's an inspirational project. Like there's no way you put all this body of work together and it's just like, oh, we're gonna just like slapdash put random 12 tracks that we've been working on. No, this is cohesive. It's the message is like threaded throughout. The final track is PWOTEJE, which is the title of the album. But it's also a perfect way to button up a project. It's asking like the whole thing is like asking for protection from all of these pitfalls like they're through life. Just what I mean? It's like there's lyrics about like how like a bird when you hear a bird, I'm trying to translate it in real time, is when you hear a bird singing, it's like it's not crying. And when you see a fish like in the water, it's not drowning, right? Like so I mean when you see a bird chirping, it's not crying, yeah. Uh and when you see a fish in the in the water, it's not drowning. Something like that. So I mean these are like self-empowerment, like you are where you need to be, you know what I mean? Be your best self and don't try to be like the other thing and all that kind of stuff. So it's like a lot of messages like that tucked in there, you know what I mean, amongst the groove and these just the the vibes that's going on with the whole thing. She this whole thing is like it's not like lyrics. I feel like it's personal. This is one of these other ones I'm thinking this like I'm like how much of this is this person's real life or how many of them are just like oh a writer wrote this random song, you know what I mean? But sometimes writers write songs that apply to you specifically like hey, I want you to write about my life, and you get to know me or whatever and then like I tell you some stories about my background and something like, hey, can we write a story about that or something like that? You write it for me. I get that. Right. But the delivery, the presence, I'm like, I feel like this is her life. And I'm like, I feel sorry for her. I have empathy, you know? But there's like a sense of urgency that I'm getting from this thing. It's like, hey, what I mean? I'm great. I'm glad you like the album, but like pass the message on. There's a sense of urgency. Um and it travels through the, whatever freaking algorithm they were on that freaking got it to me somehow. So, so I could put this out. Shout out to their algorithm. Shout out to both our algorithms for linking us up. Yeah, every track on here feels like a sacred offering. It's like part of it is prayer, part of it is desperation, part of it is also resistance. But like it feels personal. It feels personal. I believe you, Fatima. I'm just saying, you got me, right? Listening to this joint, it's so captivating. It's because it like builds like I could see how if you are that core demographic like curated fan base again which I'm not the target market for but I could that core target audience they this is breathing life into them, right? I could see it. I could see it. I don't know. I'm not tapped in like that, but I could see it. If it was like, because if this joint was for me, like the way this was the execution on this thing, it would hit me. I'd be like, yo, this is a classic, right? For that core niche audience, right? Yo, she could be. This is like, if, you know what? She's like she's a Leah. Listen, if she's English, if she sings in English, she's a Leah. If she sings in English, she might be SZA. If she was singing in English, she might be SZA right now. And like the ubiquity of Haitian music started because oh we would need to like infiltrate a little bit more with compa with the American culture. But like we're leaning into the Afro beats. The Afro beats already infiltrated in there. You know what I mean? We could be the Trojan horse riding on the back of that, you know? And no, she could be freaking what's her name? Shakira. She could be Shakira. Shakira did it in her language. Shakira did it in Spanish. And she did it. She made it. She hit. So like if Fatima could do that, she could be Shakira. She's got the look. Yeah, and that's part of the whole thing. If you want to be like commercially big in America, you know what I mean? She got that joint down. But like I said, but for them, for her target audience that's like that she made this for, and that will find the empowerment for this thing, like I might listen to it in headphones and stuff like that because I'm on the outside looking in. It ain't exactly made for me, although like I'm aware. Um, but for them, this joint should be played out loud. And in speakers. This is like a declaration.